I'm Catherine.
Hi, Catherine. Nice to meet you. I'm Talia.
Hi, Talia. So what brings you in today?
Yeah, thank you so much for seeing me.
Absolutely.
I kind of am just completely overwhelmed, and I got to the point where I felt like I needed to talk to somebody. It was more than I could handle.
Okay. So was there like a tipping point or anything that really just made you realize that you wanted to talk to somebody?
Well, I for as long as I can remember, I've always just had these like ruminating thoughts and thoughts that just won't go away. And lately, they just have been just more persistent, and it's kind of interfering with, enjoying my family or just some like self-doubt types of things popping into my head at work. And I've been really busy at work, and I have a 5 and a 3-year-old, and so when I come home, I feel like there's just never a break.
Sure. Yeah. So right now, how do you cope with that? Do you cope, or are you not coping, or?
Well, I probably could be coping better. I talk a lot with my husband, but I feel like he doesn't understand, or, he says just get over it, just be happy, or, stop worrying about everything. And so then I just kind of shut down and I don't talk to anybody, which is why I decided to come talk to you.
Sure, that can be stressful and overwhelming when other people can't understand and relate and things like that, so I understand. So let's say like you went to bed tonight, you woke up tomorrow morning and everything was better. You didn't have any of those ruminating thoughts, and you could kind of cope through life. The stresses would stress you out, but they wouldn't be overwhelming. What changes what would that look like, I guess? Like, what could it look like if everything was okay?
I guess it would mean that I was completely confident in my job, completely confident in being a mom. Yeah, I think I would just wake up and it wouldn't be like the self-doubt and it would be a world that was just easy and that I just enjoyed and that I was relaxed in, instead of a world that I was afraid of.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So, so it sounds like you're having a hard time with the overwhelming things of just life, like your job and kids and home life and things like that, which is natural and understandable.
Is it natural though?
Oh, absolutely.
I feel like I'm crazy. I feel like, oh my gosh, so you're complaining, you make $60,000 a year, and you have a great job, and you're a director of a program, and you have the best family, a loving husband, and 2 great kids. Like, I have the Norman Rockwell painting, and it's like I'm still not happy, or I'm still just finding things to be, I guess, overwhelmed with.
Okay. Do you feel like you're overwhelmed because are you comparing yourself to others, or you're overwhelmed because you have all these things that everything should be perfect because on paper it looks perfect, or can you pinpoint what makes you feel that?
No, I think you absolutely. You definitely hit the nail on the head. I think that part of it is I have to always be happy and together with, when I'm a director of a program, and so it's like I can't ever get overwhelmed because I have to be in charge. And at home, I can't ever just take time to myself because I feel like there's little beings that need me. And so sometimes I just feel like I have to keep up this front all the time, and it's really hard to do.
Sure. So is there anything that you can do to like step away and just be away from all of that and not have the responsibility? Is there something that you enjoy doing that you can get out of the house and get away from work, and what kinds of things like that?
I do like to run, and sometimes when I'm just connected with nature and the adrenaline's going, that tends to really clear my head.
Okay. Are you running right now at all, or are you?
No, I haven't been, but there is this race that's coming up, and one of my friends decided, she was going to do it, and I thought, it wasn't for me. I have a lot of training to do and take away from my family. But what do you think? Is that something you think, I should do?
Well, it sounds like it's something that you would like to do, or that you've been thinking about at least. And, I'll tell you what, like, a lot of times it's hard to take that first step and say, oh, it's selfish of me to be out away from my family, and when I'm working so hard, and the time that we have together is so precious. But sometimes you have to think about taking care of yourself first, so that you can be there for your family or be there for your job and take the time, the hour or 30 minutes to clear your head out in nature or running or both. And then you are more prepared to, to kind of handle those other things that come your way. So, so that sounds like it could be a really good outlet for you to allow yourself that me time, and really that exercise could do you a world of good too, because what is it, serotonin?
Oh yeah, the endorphins.
Endorphins, thank you. Those will get flowing, and those kind of, it'll be kind of a multiple effect on you. Could really increase your energy and things like that. So that could be a good thing to try over the next couple weeks.
Yeah.
And if
maybe I will.
It sounds like you have a friend that is interested in running too. Maybe you guys could do it together, or kind of reach out to her if that's something that if you wanted support in something like that. That sounds like a good outlet.
Yeah. No, that is a good idea. I think sometimes I lose myself a little bit. Like, I have this role as a wife, and this role as a mom, and this role as a director, but then I'm like lost. Like, who am I anymore? And sometimes I worry that I'm not doing any of them well.
Sure.
Or good enough. And, it's not even the fact that, sometimes I compare myself to other people, but it's more that I just judge myself really harshly. Like, I kind of set myself up to, like, unrealistic expectations.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right. So, so maybe a way you could work on that too is, like, if you say you want to work on this race, maybe you work on setting some really realistic goals for that. And so that maybe, sometimes setting a goal that's, is achievable, but yet, well within those boundaries, you can kind of reach that goal, and then you can be really proud of yourself for working hard to get there. And it's still a goal, it's still something you have to work towards, but it's not something that you can go out and do today unless you work towards it for a couple of weeks.
Sure.
So maybe this race could be a good exercise for kind of setting realistic goals for yourself, and, taking that time out a few times a week to get your me time in, so that you can be better, equipped to be a mom and a wife and a director and friend and this and that and the other. So.
Yeah, no, I think that sounds great. That sounds really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. How about you kind of you wrap your head around those things that we've talked about, and then next week let's set up a time to get together, and we'll kind of maybe work on putting some of these goals to paper, and then you can kind of think about, like, over this next week, think about what it would look like. Okay, if I went running today, when would I fit that in, and how would it make me feel? Would I be able to work? Would I be able to be a better mom or be more present if I've taken care of myself first? And just kind of.
No, that sounds like a good plan. Yeah. Okay. So maybe I'll start trying to do a couple runs, see how I feel, and jot those down, and see maybe how I felt after the run. I mean, I ran in the past, and it always made me feel really great, and it made my head feel a lot clearer, where I feel like I'm more present. So maybe this is a good route to try again.
Okay.
So.
Okay, good. Yeah, I feel like getting out there and running, and sounds like something that you kind of think about anyways. So then kind of be like, oh, I've kind of got that goal in my head a little bit, and I can start doing that. That may be a good first step for you. So.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's try that, and then we'll get together next week. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Thanks
for coming in.
Yeah.